All right, we'll get started and I will let anybody else in who joins a little bit late. So welcome everyone to CNS Connect Webinar. My name is Amy Smith and I am the Certification Programs Coordinator at the ANA and the BCNS. And today I am joined by Jill Cruz, who is going to be talking about conversations that convert. A couple announcements. If you are a CNS, you can earn 1 CE in the new professional category. So this is courses that include content such as behavioral and motivational interviewing, professional development, and JEDI work. And you can earn 10 credits per recertification period in this category. So if you're attending live, you can get that CE today as a CNS. And I will put the link to the survey in at the end of the webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We're doing this in a meeting format as opposed to a webinar format like we usually do, because this is going to be interactive. So please feel free to use the chat for questions or unmute yourself if you need to. So I'm joined by Jill Cruz today. Jill is the founder of Work With Your Nature Weight Loss, where she helps professional women over 40 enjoy the process of becoming the best versions of themselves. Jill has a Master's of Science degree in Human Nutrition, is a CNS, and is a certified Big Leap coach. Jill combines her strong science-based background with tons of practical nutrition, fitness, and lifestyle guidance, helping women achieve greatness and happiness. She is on a mission to guide women to reach their wildest dreams for their health while loving the food they eat and the life they live. So Jill's going to share her screen and take over. And
hi, everybody. Hi, I see some familiar names, faces. Please feel free to go into camera if you would like to. It's nice to see people's faces. So today we're going to talk about what I call a strategy call. You may call it whatever kind of name that you want. It's essentially your conversion mechanism. And most of us as nutritionists are getting on a phone call or a Zoom call in order to convert people from potential to real clients. And I've spent years refining this process. So I'm excited to share it with you today. I have a script which you should have gotten in the mail if you registered earlier. I think it went out yesterday. And that script is based off of a Google document that I created. And so what I suggest is you have a PDF. So you can just copy it and paste it and edit it if you want. If you really want the Google Doc itself, I can share it with you. You can make a copy and use it as a Google Doc, or it's actually a Google spreadsheet. The PDF is in the chat now. So, and we're going to use it as a script today. So I'm just going to go right into screen share. I'm going to show you the script that I use all the time. And what I did was I actually added some information from a new person that I just did a call with last week. She's a new client of mine. So you'll see some of that information. And I am looking for a volunteer. Michaela's not here. I don't see Michaela, but I'm Michaela's supervisor. So, oh, there she is. Kayla, I'm volunteering you. You're going to role play with me. Okay. You could be the client. I'll be the nutritionist. Okay. My dear. Thank you. Michaela's not shy, so it's okay. Thank you. So I'm going to go into screen share. And so are you all seeing this demographic information appear? Amy, are we seeing the same thing? Okay, good.
Yeah, is everyone able to access the PDF?
Yeah, you can put it in the chat if you can't. But we're going to look at this together first, and then when you all have a chance to role play, you'll need it in for yourself, because we're going to be in separate breakout rooms. So this has some main topics. So I do weight loss. You may do autoimmune or cancer or migraines or something. So you're going to want to alter this to suit your needs. But I would encourage you to keep the words that are highlighted in and bolded here. These are the basics that I want you to keep. So of course, name, email, overall impressions. I have this here because most of the people I do this call with aren't going to work with me. They're going to work with one of the nutritionists who work for me. So I'm going to write out my impressions here, but you might not need that. So definitely you want some demographic information. You want to keep the goals. Doesn't matter what your practice is, you have to know this person's goals. That is what's going to motivate them to spend money and work with you. Current diet and lifestyle. So that's just some background information that you might want to get from them. Again, this is specific to my needs. You may want to shift this around, like go into what supplements they've tried or what medication. We get that information here in overall health, but it's it's got to suit what your needs are for your practice. So we get the goals, we get some, usually they're going to talk about what they're eating, and maybe I want to know what their sleep is. The important thing is that you're understanding, who is this person and can I help them? Who is this person? Can I help them? And if I can't, what help can I transfer them? Who can I refer them out to? So got to get some of that background information, but their goals and then their challenges are going to be more the emotional piece. Challenges, of course, you want to know, because can you help them with their challenges? But also you're kind of bringing them on a little bit of an emotional ride. So they're going to talk about their goals and they might get a little scared. They might get a little excited. It's kind of feels good mostly. But then when you ask them about their challenges, and this particular woman was talking about feeling shame, a lot with shame, and all of her difficulties here with eating. Then they feel kind of not so good, like, oh, I don't know if I can do this, right? So you're bringing them a little bit up, then you're bringing them a little bit down, but then you're going to bring them up again with possibility. This is absolutely essential. I don't care what your practice is. I don't care what your niche is. Possibility. Can let them experience from their own words how working with you is going to change their life for the better. This is so important. They're much more likely to want to work with you and to actually be committed to working with somebody, on this problem, if they understand how it's going to change their life for the better. And your job is to bring that out of them. Don't be shy in this area. And this is, Michaela, we're going to role play on the possibility part. Then after the possibility, you want to bridge the gap. So, oh, you said you need accountability. Well, it just so happens that's exactly what my program does for you. It's designed to help people with accountability. Or if you do autoimmune, the work that I do, I've spent the past 5 years specializing in autoimmune. So I know I'm the person who can help you. So you want to bridge the gap between where they are. So you're the bridge, right? Here they are, and here's where they want to be. You're the bridge. You're going to bring them to, some people call it Pleasure Island, from Pain Island to Pleasure Island. You're going to help them. So you got to tell them how you're going to do that. And first you tell them that you're going to do it. And then with benefits versus features, you're going to tell them how. This is very, very important. If you remember nothing else from this call, I want you to remember that there's a difference between benefits and features. Benefits are what people are interested in. They don't care that much about features. They do, but they don't really. What they want to know is, can you help me lose weight? Yes or no? Can you help me feel better? Can you reduce my pain? Those are the benefits. Okay. So the benefits are not, it's a 6-month program and I meet with you once a week. The benefits are, we're going to be able to improve your health. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel lighter. You're going to sleep better, whatever it is. Then you can tell them about the features. Benefits first, features second. Okay. And then it's time to sign them up. A few notes here, because we're not going to be able to practice this whole thing together today just because of time. But whenever you say your price, be silent afterwards. So it's not, okay, so the investment is $1,000 a month. And, but I know that it can be hard and my program is great and blah, blah, blah. No, and the investment is $1,000 a month. quiet. Let them speak. Don't assume that they can't afford it. That's what I charge to work with, for me to work one-on-one with me. So I have confidence in that number. So you got to have confidence in your pricing or else you will start to, they'll know. And then what you really want to do is have them sign up while you're on the call with them. So whether it's, okay, I'm going to send you a link, that most people that work in the program that we have, they just sign up on a link. So I actually send them the link while in the chat, in the Zoom chat, like, okay, I'll sit right here. And as you're doing it, I'll walk you through it if you have any questions. So they're either signing up on the call or they have objections. And so I'll ask you to read through these later on, but there's usually only one of 4 reasons that people won't sign up. And those are here. And I highly recommend that you read and absorb that stuff. It's super, super important because all of these can be addressed, or they're just not a good fit. Like if they're not committed, they're not a good fit. You don't want to work with them anyway. Make sure that you have people that you can refer out to, and books and those sorts of things for those people. And the other important thing I want to say is, if they say they want to think about it, you've kind of explored their objections and they still want to think about it, that's okay. Please, 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 please book a follow-up call while you are on the call with them. Don't let them get away. They're either not a good fit, they're signing up, or they're booking a call with you. Those are the 3 options. Okay, very, very important. So we're just going to briefly kind of role play a little bit here, because what I really want is for all of you to get into the breakout room so that you can role play with each other. So we're going to break you out into groups of 2. And I'm going to try to circulate to as many, to the rooms as much as I can. You'll have 30 minutes to do that. So Michaela and I are just going to do a quick, brief little thing here. This is this woman. So assume that I've already gotten her goals. She wants to lose weight. She's 203 pounds. She wants to be 160. This is a real person. I'm not making this stuff up. So she's had this up and down thing. She's got a lot of shame. Michaela, you're internalizing all of this right now. She doesn't have any medications, no diagnosis, but she really, and she eats healthily. She just tends to overeat and she grazes all day. She needs accountability. She has a lot of shame. She punishes herself with workouts. She's not sleeping well. She's stressed out at her work. She has a lot of resentment toward her husband, who can eat whatever he wants, and doesn't gain weight. So she doesn't like that. So these are her main challenges here. So let's say, Michaela, that you just told me about your biggest challenges, and we're just going to go into a little bit of role playing. Okay, you ready? What do they call that when you something by fire? You'll be fine.
Yeah,
you'll be fine.
I know.
So just try to osmose this super successful attorney, and she's stressed out and she's desperate. She's desperate. She hates her body. Okay. So we'll just use your name for ease, and I'll say, okay, so you just told me about your challenges. Mm-hmm. So Michaela, okay, thank you so much for sharing that with me. That's all really important information. So I'd like to ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how committed are you to making the changes you need for your health?
Like an 8.
An 8?
I really want to. I'm just a little afraid that, I won't be able to stick to the program fully, but I really want to.
Okay. So the thing that's holding you back from being a 10 as opposed to an 8 is really your fear.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. It's my fear of my own not holding myself accountable. Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we'll be with you the whole way. So we will be providing that accountability, and our approach is very much, we come at it with compassion And we understand how hard it is. I myself struggled for 15 years with a nighttime eating addiction, and all of us have our own eating issues. So we'll be with you every step of the way.
Okay, wonderful.
And it's okay if you're an 8. That's pretty good. That's pretty committed.
Yeah.
So earlier you mentioned that this has been a really long struggle for you, and you tend to be grazing throughout the day, and you know that you're eating healthy foods, but you're just overeating, and confused about what to eat, and you need that accountability. So let's say that we were able to figure those things out for you, so that you could get to the point where you know what works for your body, and you're not grazing throughout the day, and you're eating the amounts that feel good to you, and you're losing weight. What does that mean for you in your life?
Oh man, that would just mean everything to me. I feel like I would feel so much better. I would have more energy. I just really want that control. I would feel like I'd be more in control of my life, and yeah, that's what I. Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's great. So being more in control of your life, what does that mean?
That just means like not overeating, kind of being more in control of like the cues of being satisfied after eating something, I just find myself so stressed out, and I just eat, and I'm not really, I'm not even really hungry. So I want to not do that. I want to know my limits, and to just be more in control with that. Yeah.
Would it affect you in other areas of your life, you think?
Definitely. It would help me. I feel like this could help me schedule things out a little bit better, to where like, I know when to eat, and how much to eat, and when I'm doing a little bit too much. So it would fit into my work schedule better.
Yeah. What about like in your body? Because I know that you've mentioned how you have a lot of shame around the way your body looks right now. So let's say that we are able to, you're actually able to lose weight and getting closer and closer to your weight goal. I know you told me that a couple of years ago you weighed like in your 180s, and you felt great. Let's say we get down there or even lower. How does that feel for you physically?
Oh, that would feel wonderful. I'd probably be more motivated to, work out and fit into my clothes better. Like I would probably feel more attractive. That's definitely what I would like that a lot.
Yeah. Great. So if we were to solve your problem, so if we were able to help you understand how to eat well, and feel like you have that accountability, and eventually the accountability to yourself, you'd be able to reach your goal, right?
Yes. That
most likely.
That's exactly what I want to do. Yeah.
Okay, great. So our program is designed to do exactly that. Our program is designed to help. Almost all of our clients come to us with difficulty with accountability and not knowing what to eat. We have a lot of our clients have trouble with grazing as well. So our program is literally designed to help you with the exact the issues that we've been discussing so far.
Okay. Yeah, that would help if I could know, what to eat and all that much better. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I want to stop here just because we don't have a lot of time, and I want to give you all a chance to practice, but it kind of gives you a little bit of I'm going to go out of screen share. It kind of gives you an idea of, this is very interactive, and it's very person-centered. You're listening to what they're saying, and you're interacting with them based on them. Now, one thing that happened with Michaela, because Michaela's role playing, that didn't happen with her, but what often happens with clients is they become very emotional. So even though at a certain point I saw just a big smile on your face, Michaela, even though you were kind of embodying, you were imagining what it would feel like for this person, and you should be seeing big smiles. I would keep going with possibility. I'm telling you, that's the most important part of the call. Don't skip it. Keep going with possibility until you see the big smile. Like you were kind of talking about, oh, I'll have control and it'll help my skin. Yeah, okay, yeah. But, I'm going to feel better. When you start seeing that positive emotion, that's when you know that you've kind of struck a chord. You're really trying to emotionally connect with people. Once you emotionally connect with them, they're going to want to work with you. I have probably like about an 80 to 90% close rate on these calls. We could do a whole nother call on how to get the right people on a call with you, but we don't have time for that today. So, but I will, Amy, are we good with the breakout rooms?
We are ready. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So including Michaela, go into the breakout room and you have hopefully everybody has their PDF. People are dropping off because they didn't know this was going to be an interactive call.
That's all right. That's what always happens.
Okay. So, I would like you to practice as what we did. One's the nutritionist, one's the client, and then you'll switch. So we're giving you 30 minutes, so it's 15 minutes each.
No.
So yay, everybody's on camera now. We all got it loosened up. Okay, so this is Q&A time, but I had some thoughts that I just want to throw out there briefly for everybody. We talked about pricing on the site. I don't have my prices on my site. So because if you have a lot of high cost offerings, it may deter people. I think if you have lower cost offerings, it's not a big deal, like a $200 program or something. I heard some people summarizing. It's such a great, whoever's done like motivational interviewing, it's a big part of MI is the summary. Do that as much as possible. Like really John was really like just repeating what Andy said, just repeating what she said, but it's very, very effective. People feel like they're being heard when you repeat back to them. Features versus benefits. Meeting a client where they're at is not a benefit. It's a feature. Motivating somebody is not a benefit. It's a feature. Being motivated. Providing accountability is actually not a benefit either. It's a feature. So it's a subtle, it's easy to kind of slip into features because we love all our features, all of our wonderful features that we're offering, but what's in it for them? Energy, mood, sleep, feeling lighter, feeling healthier, feeling better, all that stuff, that juicy inner body stuff. Have multiple offerings in your back pocket at least, so that like if somebody surprises you or there's something that you're like, oh, that doesn't fit my program, do you have something else that you could offer them so you don't lose a client? Okay, so those are my thoughts. Questions? Julie? What is the most effective way you get potential clients on the phone to begin with? Oh yeah, that's a whole nother conversation.
I asked just because I figure you have like probably one way that works best for you, or maybe it's a lot of ways, but without making it a whole nother class, I just thought it would be maybe beneficial for everyone to hear. I'm not sure.
Yeah, just briefly, the tone of my website, I asked my designer to make it look a little upscale, because our program, we're not offering a $35 a month program, referrals, definitely, because then people sort of know. And also went on my booking calendar, they have to answer some questions. One of them is, are you open to investing in your health? Or I forget the exact terminology. I also asked them,
great question.
Have them fill out, in order to book a call with you, have them fill out questionnaire of some sort. It doesn't have to be a health history or anything like that. More mindset, like what do you want to talk about? What are your challenges? And I ask if they're age 21 or over, because I once had a 13-year-old and that wasn't good. Yeah, so Typeform is
Typeform,
good.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, Typeform's awesome for that.
I use Calendly, and you can actually embed those questions right into Calendly, so there's not like an extra step there. So yeah, and it says on my website, like we have 6-month programs. So really try to vet them out. You don't want to waste this call. I book an hour for myself.
And how do you get them to your website to begin with? Because I think that's the hardest, getting the eyes on your website, right?
That's definitely another call or of 10. That's lead generation.
Yeah.
You know, it's a tough one. So there's multiple outlets. There's social media. I
So
use
you're using all the social media and the
I heavily lean into public speaking as my form of
great. Okay.
Yeah. Referrals are a big one too.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions, Stacy? Oh, you're muted, Stacy.
Oh, good question. How many sort of, when you're talking about your quote unquote program, how many, if at all, insights and ideas do you share about, you know, addressing specifically what the kind of emotional truths that the client is sharing with you to, you know, like how many carrots are you sort of dangling for them in terms of like, this is how we would kind of to hook them, to make them feel like, okay, we've got a program that is well suited for you?
Well, I don't know if I'm fully understanding your question, but let me try to answer. So the call, the script itself that I've given you, that is not just like Jill Cruz, like being like, hey, this sounds cool. I've done trainings on this. So there's a psychology around the flow of the call that's already, the goal is at a certain point, like as soon as you bridge the gap, a lot of times they'll just ask you, so tell me about the program, or how do I work with you, or how much does it cost? Like they should already be leading into that just from the experience of having someone listen to them and really, really getting them. Because like I do, that's all I do is weight loss, right? So I could even guess 80% of what they're going to say at this point, because I've heard it so many times. So I'm getting them, I'm listening to them, I'm summarizing, I'm empathizing with them. That's the emotional draw right there. I understand you, and I've worked with so many people like you, and I get you, and I have the tools and to help you. That's the emotional.
Do you expand on what the tools are?
Sometimes if I feel like somebody's like, we didn't really practice it, but during the beginning, when if they say something like you know, they're an emotional eater. Oh, I'm an emotional eater. I eat, you know, if I'm stressed out, I'll eat. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll empathize with them. And I'll say, you know what, sometimes I'm an emotional eater too. I totally get that. And, you know, in my program, we have 7 areas of mindset that we work on. So I could just dabble into one of those for a moment and kind of tell them, yeah, it's okay to pull in throughout the call. Like if someone says, you know, I'm a vegetarian and I feel depleted and I want to start eating meat. Okay, great. Well, you know, you talk about proteins, talk about meat, like, you know, we emphasize whole foods and grass-fed or whatever. Like, I'm not saying to not pull those in throughout the conversation. You can.
Right. Okay.
But don't make it a consultation.
Right.
You know, that's really, really important. Don't start going into all the, you know, sometimes if somebody's not a good client for me, I'll give them more information that I would. And then I'll say, this is what I think you should do. Remember, every single person you're on a call with is a potential now referral source, or they call you in a year. So be generous, but if you think they're going to be a client, you know, you don't want to listen. There's so much information about what we do that we could never give it away in an hour. Never. We could not even give away a 0.1% of it, you know? Right. But you also don't want to waste your time, and you want to get to the important stuff, which is the emotional interaction.
That's super helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, that was great. Great question. So we have like 2 minutes left. Any other questions?
What's the biggest objection you face? Jill?
I think that the people feel like they can't do it. The third one, I think it was, where like they think that they are unsure about their ability. That is definitely the biggest, and people have a hard time saying that. You know, you got to draw the objections out of people too, because they don't necessarily want to tell you
Yeah.
that they don't trust you or they don't trust themselves. But I think that's the most common. Yeah, so I'm going to email you all and everybody who was on this call. So you have my email. If you want to ask questions, just let me know. I just, right now at this point, just do this for fun.
Thank you, Jill. And CNSs, don't forget to complete that survey so you get your CE for attending today. And if you didn't get the PDF and you need a copy of it, please let myself or Jill know. We'll get it to you. And any other questions? Fantastic. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Jill.
Thank
Really
you. And thank you,
appreciate it.
Michaela, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Michaela.
Bye,
everybody.
everybody.
That was
Have a
great.
wonderful day.
Thanks.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.